Greetings and welcome to the channel. My name is Dr. Gyesie, transformational coach here at Inner Mileage, where we help folks overcome their trauma and the limiting self-beliefs to live their best lives right here, right now. So today we're going to be talking about why empaths are a blessing or a lesson to everyone they meet. And to start off, have you ever wondered why your presence as an empath feels so significant to those around you, even if they play it up or down? Why some people thrive in your light while others seem to crumble under the weight of your truth, even if it's unspoken? Today we're going to explore this profound truth, which is why empaths are either blessings or lessons to every single person they encounter. We'll uncover how this dynamic is supported by neuroscience, quantum physics, and ancient spiritual wisdom, as well as the transformative insights of an expert like Dr. Judith Orloff, who studied and wrote about empaths quite a bit. So let's dive in. So to define what an empath is, and maybe borrowing from Judith Orloff's book, Dr. Judith Orloff's book, The Empath's Survival Guide, she describes empaths as highly sensitive individuals who absorb the emotions and energies of others. Another perspective would say empaths are driven by the need to connect, whereas narcissists are driven by the need to dominate, to control. Empaths often feel deeply connected to the world, almost as if they are wired to bridge the gap between the physical and spiritual realms, especially unconsciously, because you're not sure that you're actually doing this. You don't even know you're doing this. It's just something that is part of this divine empathic nature. We also know that neuroscience tells us that empaths may have heightened activity in the anterior insular and mirror neuron systems. These are the parts of the brain responsible for empathy and understanding others' emotions. This makes them uniquely equipped to sense the unspoken, to pick up on the subtle emotional frequencies of those around them as well. But this gift is a double-edged sword. It can make empaths a powerful force for healing, or a mirror that reveals other people's wounds, triggering discomfort and resistance. And this is really the crux of today's topic. So let's talk about empaths as a blessing. Empaths naturally radiate compassion, understanding, and acceptance. They create safe spaces for others to be vulnerable. And according to research in positive psychology, being in the presence of someone who exhibits empathy can activate oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone in the body, and reduce cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So oxytocin, bonding, I like you, cortisol, stress. In spiritual terms, ancient texts like the Bhagavad Gita and the teachings of the Buddha, for example, suggest that empaths, or awakened beings, or bodhisattvas, embody the virtue of karuna, which is in the language of the Buddha then, and karuna means compassion. And empaths become conduits for healing energy, catalyzing transformation in those who are ready to embrace it. Think about it. Have you ever had someone say, "Just talking to you makes me feel better"? Or, "You see me in a way no one else does"? That's the empath's gift. It's why empaths are often drawn to roles like coaching, case in point, healing, teaching, or guiding others. And when people are willing to receive, an empath is a profound blessing. But here's where it gets very fascinating, as everything with empaths eventually does. Quantum physics tells us that everything is energy, everything, including our own thoughts and emotions. In other words, even you watching this video here is a thought. Everything around me is a thought. Everything around you is a thought, including your laptop or your cell phone or iPad or whatever smart device you're using for this, was once a thought which was on a drawing plan, which existed in someone's mind, which existed in their intention. Empaths operate as tuning forks in this energetic field, raising the vibration of those around them, unknowingly and unconsciously, sometimes consciously when one is awakened. And studies in quantum coherence suggest that when someone is exposed to a coherent, harmonious energy field like that of a centered or awakened empath, it can bring their own energy into alignment. This is why empaths have such a calming effect. It's a whole notion about biomimicry. When you see birds in the sky flying in a formation, effectively what they're doing is following the movements of the bird right in front of them. That follows the movement of the bird right in front of them until it gets to the leader who's directing the thing. And that mimicry creates an incredible formation. Now let's talk about the flip side, where empaths become lessons. What happens when someone resists or tries to dominate or control or subjugate or repress an empath's energy? This is where the empath becomes a lesson. In psychological terms, we start there because it's always important to root this in evidence. Empaths often mirror back what others don't want to see. Carl Jung referred to this as the shadow self, the great Swiss psychologist, psychotherapist. It's the part of ourselves we repress or deny, the shadow self. And when an empath's presence shines a light on someone's shadow, it can trigger defensiveness, projection, or even hostility. And a lot of this is all silent, it's energetic, it's unconscious, but it happens. Just like you can sense somebody with troubles or bad energy, the narcissist can sense that you have a frequency that is not usual, even if you don't know it. Now, from a spiritual perspective, this is still a gift, though it's harder to recognize, this triggering of defensiveness and all that. Because if borrowing from the Bhagavad Gita in the Hindu cosmology, it teaches that challenges are opportunities for growth. And when someone encounters an empath and reacts negatively, they are being invited to examine their wounds and evolve. It doesn't mean they take the invitation, because not everyone is ready for that work. Most people aren't. And as an empath, it's not your job to force it. Although most empaths say, well, I can help them and I want to help, and how can I help them? So what are the conditions that lead to blessings or lessons? Let's explore. Here are 3 conditions. One is the person's readiness. In other words, are they open for growth and healing, or are they stuck in resistance? The second is your boundaries as an empath. Are you grounded, or are you absorbing too much of the other person's energy? Empaths who lack boundaries can unintentionally enable others' unhealthy patterns, particularly in this codependent, narcissistic empath dynamic, whether it's familial or otherwise. And then third is the nature of the relationship. Is it a short-term encounter, like meeting a stranger, or a long-term connection, like a partner or a family member? Longer-term relationships often carry more karmic weight, and I've been here, and I'm sure a number of you here have been here too. So as an empath, it's crucial to recognize these dynamics without judgment. Whether you're a blessing or a lesson to someone, your role is to remain authentic and grounded. So we've explored all of this. What does this mean for you in today's world? Well, we know that emotional awareness today in 2024 and beyond, well, in 2025, when this is posted, we live in a world that's overshadowed by disconnection and distraction. And empaths are needed more than ever. But it also means that the empath must protect their energy. Ancient wisdom, for example, I'll borrow from the Hermetic principle of mentalism, which is from Hermeticism. Mentalism states that all is mind. There's no way for you to interact with the world without this mind. And the mind shapes our thoughts and our emotions, which shape our reality. Neuroscience today also agrees your nervous system and energy state influence not just you, but everyone you interact with. So by staying centered, practicing mindfulness, and setting boundaries, you can maximize your ability to be a blessing whilst minimizing the emotional toll of being a lesson. So whether you're a blessing or a lesson, your presence as an empath is always transformative. And if this sounds like I can be of help, type transform in the comment section or send me a message at nana@innermileage.com. This is a reminder that every connection carries a purpose, even if it's not immediately clear. If you're ready to deepen your understanding of yourself as an empath, or explore your gifts, or simply learn how to protect your energy, we're here to help you. Thank you for joining me today. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you are here to make a difference, whether as a blessing or a lesson, you are always the light, and there's absolutely no one like you.